The Grand Council Hall floated in the center of the galaxy like a jewel made of light. Massive windows showed endless stars outside. Inside, leaders from dozens of alien empires sat in a wide circle. Each species was powerful. Each had conquered worlds. Each believed they ruled the future. Today's meeting was supposed to be routine. It was not. A tall, silver-skinned alien historian stood in the center. His voice echoed calmly. Once again, the topic of humans has been raised. A low sound of laughter spread across the hall. Humans? One commander said. Those old stories again? Another alien leaned forward, his eyes glowing. Children's myths. Ghosts from a primitive age. The historian nodded. That is the official record. No confirmed human sighting in over 10,000 cycles. No technology. No ruins. No signals. So why do we keep wasting time on them? A warlord snapped. The galaxy belongs to us now. The council agreed. Humanity was nothing more than a legend. A name found in broken texts and old warnings. Some records claimed humans once fought wars that shook entire star systems. Others said humans protected weaker species, but there was no proof. And without proof, legends meant nothing. One elder spoke with a bored tone. Let the myth die. Focus on real threats. That was when the lights flickered. At first, no one noticed. Then the stars outside the windows shifted. Just slightly. Like space itself had blinked. A young sensor officer rushed into the hall, his breathing fast. Honored Council, he said, trying to stay calm. We have detected an anomaly. The warlord groaned. Another false alarm? The officer shook his head. No, this one is different. A massive hologram appeared in the center of the hall. It showed a dark region of space near the outer rim of the galaxy. At first, it looked empty. Then the sensors adjusted. Something was there. Something big. What am I looking at? The elder asked. The officer swallowed. We do not know. The shape was unclear, like a shadow wrapped in distortion. Space around it bent strangely. Signals were unstable. Scanners failed to identify the object. Could it be a natural phenomenon? Someone asked. No, the officer replied. It is moving with intent. That caught everyone's attention. The historian stepped closer. Any known species match this signature? The officer shook his head again. None. The energy pattern is old. Very old. The council grew quiet. The warlord crossed his arms. Send a patrol. End this mystery. A nearby fleet was ordered to investigate. Dozens of alien ships jumped toward the anomaly. The council watched through live feed. As the fleet approached, the distortion grew stronger. Static filled the screens. Suddenly, one of the patrol ships vanished. Just gone. No explosion. No debris. Fear spread through the hall. What happened? Someone demanded. Before the officer could answer, a signal cut through every system in the room. It was clean, clear, powerful. A single repeating pulse. The historian stared at the data, his face slowly changing. This frequency, he whispered. It matches. Ancient records. The elder frowned. What records? The historian hesitated, then spoke the word no one expected. Human. Laughter did not come this time. That is impossible, the warlord said. Humans are myths. The signal repeated again. Stronger now. Closer. Stars outside the window began to dim. One by one, as if something massive was blocking the light. The anomaly expanded. The council members stood in silence as sensors screamed warnings. Multiple objects detected. Large ones. Very large ones. The officer's voice shook. We are detecting formations. How many? The elder asked. The officer looked down, then back up. We cannot count them yet. The historian slowly backed away from the hologram. The legends were wrong, he said quietly. Humans did not disappear. The hall trembled as space itself seemed to tear open beyond the glass dot in the darkness between the stars. Something weighted Dot, and for the first time in thousands of years. The galaxy felt afraid. Asterisk, the alien patrol fleet, moved carefully toward the dark region of space. Engines were quiet. Weapons were ready. No one spoke. The shadow ahead did not act like a natural object. It did not spin. It did not drift. It waited Dot as the first patrol ship crossed the edge of the distortion. Its shields flickered. Alarms screamed inside the vessel. Space twisted around its hull like liquid Dot. Then the ship vanished. No explosion. No sound. Just silence. The remaining ships froze in place. Pull back, the fleet commander ordered. Slowly. Before they could turn, the darkness ahead began to change. Space cracked. Not shattered, cracked. Like glass under pressure. A thin line of white light appeared. Then another. Then dozens more. Each line stretched wider, tearing open the fabric of space itself. The first object emerged. It was enormous. A warship, larger than any alien dreadnought ever recorded. Its hull was dark, covered in layered armor plates. No glowing decorations. No elegant curves. Only sharp edges and brutal design. It did not fire. It did not maneuver. It simply arrived. The patrol fleet's sensors failed instantly. Unknown vessel detected, one officer whispered. Size? Size exceeds limits. Then a second crack opened. Another warship came through. And another, and another. Dozens became hundreds. They appeared in perfect formation, silent and controlled. Each ship identical in design, yet carrying different markings burned into their hulls. Human markings. Back in the Grand Council Hall, panic spread. This is not possible, the elder said. No species could build this many ships. The historian stared at the feed, his hands shaking. Humans could. The warlord slammed his claw onto the table. They are bluffing. No weapons fire. No aggression. As if responding to the words, a single human ship moved forward. It was larger than the rest. Flagship. The alien patrol fleet tried to retreat. They never got the chance. A field expanded from the human ships, washing over the alien vessels. Engines shut down. Weapons powered off. Communications died. Total control. A calm voice filled every remaining alien channel. This system is under human protection. The voice was steady, emotionless, not angry, not proud. Certain. The alien fleet commander swallowed hard. We mean no offense. Identify yourselves. There was a pause. Then the reply came. We are human. No titles. No threats. No explanation. In the council hall, silence ruled. They are real, someone whispered. The elder slowly sat down. The legends underestimated them. The historian nodded. The myths focused on their wars, not their patience. The human armada continued to arrive. Thousands of ships now filled the region. Stars disappeared behind layers of steel and shadow. For the first time in galactic history, the dominant empires realized something terrifying. These ships were not rushed. They were not desperate. They were prepared. One alien admiral spoke in fear. Why now? Why reveal themselves now? The answer came sooner than expected. A second human transmission echoed across all known channels, reaching far beyond the system. We warned the galaxy once, the voice said. You forgot. Ancient databases across alien worlds began unlocking files long sealed. Records erased by time suddenly returned. Stories of humans standing between predators and prey. Of wars ended not by conquest, but by force so overwhelming it ended conflict itself. Humanity had not vanished. They had stepped back, and now they had stepped forward again. The patrol fleet drifted helplessly as the human flagship turned. Facing the inner galaxy, the voice spoke one final time. "We are not here to conquer." A pause. "We are here to remind." The human armada moved as one, advancing deeper into the stars and across the galaxy. Old legends stopped being stories, they became warnings. The human armada did not attack. That was what confused the galaxy the most. Thousands of massive warships moved through space, yet no planets burned. No cities were destroyed. No fleets were crushed for glory. The armada advanced slowly, with discipline and purpose. Inside the Grand Council Hall, fear turned into unease. "They have the power to erase us," one alien leader said. "So why do they not?" The historian had been searching through ancient data nonstop. His eyes were tired, but his voice was steady, because conquest was never their goal. The council demanded answers, and humanity gave them one. A new transmission spread across the galaxy. This one was different. It was not a warning. It was a record. Images appeared on alien screens everywhere. They showed an older galaxy, a violent one. Back then, young alien empires fought endlessly. Worlds burned for resources. Species were erased without mercy. No rules. No balance. Then the images changed. Human ships appeared. Smaller than the armada now seen, but still powerful. Humans stood between attackers and victims. They fought not to rule, but to stop destruction. They were guardians. The historian whispered. The record continued. Humans won their wars. Not because they were cruel, but because they learned faster. They adapted. They endured. Their fleets grew stronger with every battle. But the galaxy did not change. Allies betrayed them. Protected worlds turned greedy. Peace never lasted. Humans realized something painful. The galaxy did not want peace. So they made a choice no one expected. They left. Not in defeat. Not in fear. In silence. The transmission showed humanity retreating beyond known space. Their worlds vanished behind hidden gates. Their fleets disappeared into dark regions no map recorded. They chose exile, the historian said, to stop becoming monsters. The council watched in stunned silence. But why return now? The elder asked. The transmission answered. New images appeared. Recent ones. Alien wars. Civilizations crushed. Weapons growing stronger. Empires expanding without control. Then one final image appeared. A protected world. A small system. Weak defenses. No powerful allies. It was under attack. Human ships were shown watching from the yacht. Darkness. Waiting. The human voice returned. Calm and heavy, we withdrew to give the galaxy time to grow. A pause. You did not. The message continued. We waited. We observed. We hoped we would never return. Another pause. Longer this time, but some lines cannot be crossed. The protected system appeared again. The attackers were erased from space in seconds. Clean, precise. No survivors. The council felt a chill. Humanity had not returned for revenge. They had returned for balance. The historian leaned back, understanding finally clear. They did not vanish because they were weak, he said. They vanished because they were strong enough to walk away. The warlord lowered his head. And now? Outside the council windows, the human armada continued to move. Not rushing, not hesitating. Human ships took positions near unstable regions, near war zones, near places where innocent worlds might fall. They were not claiming territory. They were placing themselves between danger and the helpless. A final human transmission echoed through every star system. We do not seek worship. We do not demand obedience. But We will not allow the galaxy to burn again. Silence. Followed. No threats. No demands. Just certainty. Across the galaxy, empires paused their wars. Fleets stood down. Old enemies hesitated. Because now, everyone knew the truth. Humanity was not a myth, not a legend. They were the consequence of unchecked cruelty. And this time, they were not leaving. The galaxy changed without a single great battle. That was what shocked everyone. The most alien fleets stopped moving. War plans were delayed. Old enemies watched each other in silence, unsure of their next step. Every command center kept one screen active at all times. The human Armada. It did not surround capitals. It did not occupy worlds. Instead, the ships positioned themselves at key points in space. Trade routes, border systems, regions known for conflict. They became walls, invisible ones. Inside the Grand Council Hall, the leaders gathered again. The room felt smaller now. We cannot fight them, one commander admitted. Even if every empire united. The warlord did not argue. He had seen the human ships disable fleets without firing a shot. He had watched ancient weapons shut down like toys. They control space itself, he said quietly. The historian stood near the window, watching the distant stars. His voice was calm. No, he said. They understand it. A new human message arrived. This one was broadcast openly, not just to leaders, but to civilians across the galaxy. We are not your rulers, the voice said. We are not your gods. The word spread fast. We are here because we remember what happens when no one stands in the way. Images followed. Human ships stopping invasions, escorting refugee fleets, blocking weapons capable of destroying stars. No speeches. No celebrations. Only action. Across dozens of worlds, people watched in silence. Old myths returned to memory. Stories once laughed at were now replayed with new understanding. Children stopped hearing humans as monsters. They began hearing them as watchers. On a distant frontier world, an alien general ordered his fleet to stand down. His enemy did the same. Neither trusted the other, but both feared humanity more. And so, peace held. The council struggled with one final question. What do they want? The elder asked. The answer came in the simplest way possible. A single human ship approached the council system. It did not bring weapons forward. It did not demand entry. It waited. The council allowed the connection. A human figure appeared on the screen. No armor, no crown. Just a calm face marked by time. We are not here to rule your future, the human said. We are here to make sure you have one. The elder spoke carefully. And if we fail? The human did not hesitate. Then we will stop you. There was no anger in the words. No pride, not only certainty. The transmission ended. The human ship turned and left. Days passed. Then weeks. No new attacks occurred. No empires expanded by force. Borders stabilized. Old grudges cooled. Slowly, the galaxy adjusted. History records were rewritten. Not by command, but by truth. Humanity was no longer listed as a myth. They were listed as a constant. Presence. The historian finished his final report and looked out at the stars one last time. Legends, he said softly, are not stories people invent. They are warnings people ignore. Far beyond the known regions of space, the human Armada held its silent watch. Engines steady. Sensors active. No flags raised. Humanity did not need to announce itself anymore. The galaxy had learned. Somewhere between fear and relief, a new era began. And for the first time in a very long time, the stars were quiet, not because no one was watching, but because humanity was.